Hey guys, welcome to a brand new video to the channel. So I mentioned in Market Watch this week that the post for the right-click examine 110 Runecrafting is now here. So in this video, what we're going to be doing is going through the post, highlighting anything which is worthwhile, things we're excited about, not so excited about, and as well as anything which can relate to methods to stock up on certain supplies. So the good thing I've done this week is I've done a nice little TLDR of the previously discussed topics. So what we're going to go through first is that, and then we're going to go through the rest of it. I'll drop the post in the comments in the description as well. So if you guys wanted to have a read, you guys can do that as well. So similar to how they've done the Masterwork bow and 2H, the Masterwork staff will be coming in between level 100 and 110, which depending on how it's released could push the items. I think the bow went down a lot better than the sword. The sword really was underwhelming, so we'll see how that goes as well. A new combination rune and revamping both the combination rune crafting and the usage and spells. Really excited for this because combination rune crafting has always been more GP than doing the normal rune crafting. It's been very, very good for profit and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see if that's going to affect both profit or because the usage is going to be better. That's just going to mean in terms of a money making method, it's going to be better for like rune crafting these runes anyway. New spells, which again, any sort of like new spells really hype up magic. Again, those lunar spells which were released maybe a couple years ago really did bring some major purpose. So if they're very thought out and they're done correctly, this will be a banging update for magic as well. And a new large essence pouch, which is going to make it more efficient rather than having all of them. I think 07's done it already where it's got like a massive combo pouch. If we can have that, that will be even better. So the first thing is going to be the new rune, which is going to be the time rune, a new catalytic rune that utilizes all the time stuff, which will be pretty nice as well. So with a new rune, that gives us more of a chance to do new spells, which they've actually attached the list of some spells. So here's a list of some skilling, combat and teleport spells, which we are currently considering at the minute. At the minute, it seems it's just going to be lunar and standard spells, which for me, kind of hints that some of the desert storyline this year may be where the new ancient spells come in. I find it really weird that they're just going to do lunar and standard and sort of keep ancient spells out of it. So maybe that's going to be a bit of a reward as well. So in terms of these spells, we have gather double resources when mining, woodcutting and fishing, and target empty box traps to automatically catch double creatures at the cost of greatly reduced XP, which, yeah, I think that's really good. Again, it's kind of similar to using Dwarven tools where you can go and get extra resources. So that is nice. And again, especially for the Iron Men of the world, like mining, woodcutting, fishing, it's a bit tedious, which is good. So that seems fine. Yep, that's really good. Fast opportunities, which will reduce the time between opportunities spawning, which is pretty good, which again will ramp up mining XP. Replenish essence, which actually puts in all the pure essence you would have used crafting. So basically means you rebank without having to go to the bank. Has a long cooldown, which makes sense because if you were able to do that on a quick cooldown, that would break rune crafting and any profit from rune crafting as well. So we do like that. It's good they've done something like that and thought it through. So in times before, they just would have released something like that and then waited for it to go wrong. Longer Lumberjack's Intuition, which is the buff, will increase the amount of time. Yeah, fine. And then we have advanced time, which can advance time forward to one of a variety of options. Archaeology research. Okay, so you're not having to sit and wait for like play around ports. Archaeology, that's nice. And the fact they've only limited it to a certain time per week, yeah, that's pretty good. Temporal anomaly for 12 minutes gives a chance to reset the cooldown of a magic ability when cast. Yeah, that's combat. Again, this will be very much one to go and try out and do. Only making it active to one at a time is good as well. Just so it means like you can't like go really OP with things like animate dead in darkness. So yeah, that's pretty good. Crumble Undead is back to being an auto cast, which is big. So like 30% damage against undead enemies. This will be huge for certain creatures and maybe can actually pull magic back into the meta. So like maybe something like Vorkath, which is undead, a 30% damage increase will be absolutely huge. Next is Teleport, Western Kaziri, Mountain Camp, Western Anachronia, East Anachronia, and the Lost Grove. Again, I think these are mainly for clue scrolls. But even then, like more teleports is better. Less running around and trying to find places is good, especially the Anachronia stuff. That is very nice. And then weapon creation. So one of the aim is the magic weapon creating skill. So this is going to tie in with 110 fletching. So in terms of weapon creation, what they're looking to do is do something similar to what we did with fletching, where it's a different set of creation mechanics, which is nice because it just shows that they're not doing like a one fits all sort of system. Again, with these 110 skills, A lot of people have been pointing out about the lack of like originality or content, but it does show that they are trying to do that as well. So Eternal Magical Logs seem to be involved in it, which makes sense because I think it should be. But you'll create a wand, orb, or staff. It's nice that there's a 2H option or an actual staff option. It's nice there's a 2H option or a dual wield as well. That's really good actually that they've done that, because it means then people can have like a shield and stuff like that as well. And you have to sort of upgrade it by imbuing the weapon with pure essence, which is nice actually. It just sort of encourages people to do that. And then that's going to sort of push the Mark 5 option as well, which is decent. I think they're making some really good ideas. Obviously, these look pretty cool anyway. And this could be a way of training. So this is in the actual weapons themselves. This isn't a Masterwork piece. These are weapons which you're going to use, and then you can sort of like use as burial for runecrafting, which is actually pretty decent. I rate that. That's a little bit out there. I wonder if like these will be effective weapons up to the point you'll use them for burial armor and get like a lot of XP as well. So again, this is something new they're trying. It's nice that they're trying different ideas and different focuses. So that's a really good way, which could greatly affect like how people runecraft. So what I thought it actually was the Masterwork staff. So it turns out that Masterwork is going to be 2H, not dual wield. So dual wield is going to be the burial thing, which is okay, fair enough, it's fine. He's still going to be able to do up to like level 90, which is still pretty nice that you can make your own level 90 dual wield. Then the Masterwork staff is going to be something of similar ilk of the bow and the 2H. There'll be something you'll have to break down for it, which I really hope is going to be the Virago stuff, which doesn't seem as if they've sort of mentioned it. But in terms of like what the staff looks like, I think we can all agree it does look pretty badass. Like, it looks really good. The expansive pouch is going to be what all the other pouches go into. It'll be a minimum of 44 essence, and now it's going to be 70. 70 essence per pouch is pretty massive, but I imagine that there's going to be some pretty decent benefits and buff as well. So while they've said that the Runecrafting update was supposed to come in January, they have put a note saying it's progressing well, and what they're looking for is a bit of feedback with it as well, which, okay, fair enough, it's taken a little longer than what they needed to. Obviously, they've had their hands full with putting out fires lately with all of the content posts they've been putting and the survey results as well, which we won't speak about anymore because I think we've spoke about that enough. But again, in terms of Runecrafting notes, seems pretty solid. The pouch is really nice. That's such a quality of life update, and as well, like, I'm hoping that this Runecrafting update will encourage people to go and runecraft because it's such a good way to make some money and it's such a good skill. It just needs a bit of a refresh and a rebuff and stuff like that. So we've got the expansive pouch, the Masterwork 2H, which again will be sort of made in the same ilk of all the other Masterwork stuff. Something will have to be like broken down and then put into it. And it'll have a step process on how to make the Masterwork staff, similar to the bow and sword. We have the weapon creation, which is actually the same version of the Primal 2H and Eternal Magical Shortbow, where we can create a staff, wand and orb. But rather than use these to actually like train combats, which you can actually 100% use them for, once you've used them on altars and upgraded them with pure essence, then you can use them on the similar workbenches to the fletching items and convert them into a large chunk of runecrafting XP. So not only can you use them as weapons, you can upgrade them with runecrafting, and then with the end of them, once they're fully upgraded to like a tier 5, then you can swap them in for some decent XP, which makes you think that you could do a big period of runecrafting in like normal scape, and then when it's up to a double XP, if you've got enough of these like backed up and you turn them into burial armor, maybe that's a massive wave of XP. Maybe that's how you approach runecrafting for 200 mil now, is that you sort of do these in the meantime for the profits and stuff like that, and then once you've got to a point where they're like Mark 4 and to the point they're Mark 5 and turn them into burial armor, that's what you do on a double XP, and you get a massive wave of XP. So I'm quite interested in these. When you runecraft with them, do you still get the runes? Do you still make profit? Because I think that will really affect something if you don't get them. But I'm interested to have a play with these on day of release and see what you can get from them. The spells, yeah, I think they've been a bit cautious with them. They do seem to be like really rewarding your skilling. The skilling ones aren't really there for money making. They're more there to sort of make skills easier. So I don't know. Obviously, when these are released, we'll have a look at them. The Crumble Undead spell is going to be massive in my opinion. Again, let me know what you guys think from this post and what you think to the update post. The teleports are nice. I just think they're mainly aimed at clue scrolls. And a brand new rune, which is good because if it goes anything like Necromancy Runecrafting was, that will be banked for at least 2-3 weeks. Me personally, I might just skip the whole update and just make time runes because there's people wanting to use the spells. You've got a lack of supply and the supply won't be able to keep up with demand for quite a while. Necromancy Runecraft improved, like just on release, how expensive and how much GP per hour they can make. So me personally, when this is released, once we finally get a date, that is what I'm going to focus on as well. But it seems that Runecrafting especially, they're spending a lot more time focusing on things and trying to make sure that the update's correct on release, which is nice. That's what we want. We don't want stuff rushed, so take as long as they need to make sure that the update's correct and it goes down just as well as we all hope it will anyway. However, that's going to be the end of this video. Let me know what you guys think about the post. Do you feel optimistic for it? Will you be doing it on day of release? Which bits of the post are you most excited about in terms of the game and going forward as well? But let me know in those comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video.